Well, let's move on from one group of Republicans, or one specific Republican acting like a maniac, to a bunch of them acting like maniacs. You recently wrote about a lot of people are talking about this, how Republicans are threatening to shut down the government over Planned Parenthood funding. People aren't aware of this story. Tell people what's going on.
Yeah, sure. I mean, everyone that pays attention to national politics remembers every government shutdown fight we've ever had. So just basically this is sort of the same thing that happens all the time, except now it's because of Planned Parenthood. You know, if Republicans don't get what they want in having Planned Parenthood funding totally out of the federal budget, then they're probably not going to vote for a continuing resolution to fund the government. So there you have it. That's sort of this is an effort that's being led by Ted Cruz. He's the one that's really like, I will vote for a government shutdown if this isn't included. Other Republicans are sort of like, maybe not, but there is like a big delegation of people of Republicans in the House that were like, I'd rather shut down the government over giving money to a woman's health provider than give money to them. You know, I'd rather not have government be funded at all.
One thing that's crazy about this, and I know there actually is some kind of establishment Republicans rightfully sort of freaking out because they realize that we are coming up to the 2016 elections. Maybe if the Republicans shut down the government over this, it maybe helps a certain Republican in the primary. But I do think overall, this is something that overall shoots the overall Republicans in the foot if they were just to shut down the very government, you know, a year and 2 months away from a national election.
I don't really think this is about shutting down the government.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is speculation on my part, but I think that politicians, particularly candidates for office, get a lot of positive attention when they just sort of make this threat that they're so ideologically opposed to something like abortion. And even though federal funds for Planned Parenthood don't go to abortion,
right,
by law, they can't go to abortion. They would rather take that stand and have voters know they took this extreme stand, even if it ultimately fails. And if I had to guess, I would think that this is going to fail. Right. The Republican Party leadership does not want to shut down the government over Planned Parenthood. But it's sort of, I mean, right now in the Republican Party, especially for the presidential race, the anti-establishment bent is strong. Someone like Ted Cruz, who has this totally anti-GOP leadership establishment position of wanting to shut down the government over Planned Parenthood, that's probably going to bode well for him with Republican primary voters, as they seem to be leaning right now.
You actually wrote about how Rand Paul is responding to this whole thing. What's Rand Paul's take?
Yeah, so I went to a anti-abortion rally in front of the Capitol last week, and Rand Paul was there, and Sarah Palin was there, and they actually walked on together. It was very cute.
Aw.
Yeah, and basically Rand Paul would not say that he would rather shut down the government than fund Planned Parenthood, but he did say that there was no circumstance in which he would ever vote for federal government funding for Planned Parenthood. So take that as you will.
Right.
Rand Paul is sort of coming out as a very pro-life candidate, I think more so than he has in the past. This is a pretty hot issue right now. The pro-life people are coming out.